Welcome to the Chamber Members Podcast. During our short 15-minute episode, we'll go over a business tip of the week, some chamber announcements, and get to hear a story of another great chamber member. This week we have Shawn and Donna with Pathway Caring for Children. Now for our business tip of the week, brought to you by SBS Consulting Systems. Shawn, what do we got?
Hi, everyone. So today we're going to talk about consistency. And consistency is key, whether it's in networking, business, or in just life in general. What you can do with consistency is you can have incremental growth over time, which then leads to momentum that you will gain and continue to grow from there. It also builds trust and understanding with people that you get to know and get to meet because you're consistently talking to them and getting to know them more and more. One of the things I've read and kind of try to follow is the rule of 100. Google that if you don't know what this is. But the rule of 100 says that if you do something for 100 hours in a year, that you will become better than 95% of the people at it. And what seems like a lot, 100 hours, but if you boil it down, that's 18 minutes a day, which is not very long. If you think about it, it's 18 minutes a day, every day, and slowly you build that momentum and grow, you can really have some great things with your business. So like I said, consistency, hard work leads to success. Thank you.
Thank you, Shawn. Donna, Shawn, thanks for joining us this week.
Thank you.
Really excited to have you guys on and hear your story with Pathway Caring for Children.
Yeah.
I know that, Shawn, you're the foster parent recruitment manager, correct?
That's correct.
And then, Donna, you've been a foster parent for years, and now you're in the training role?
Yes.
All right. Well, I know you guys both spent many years in the community in helping with this great organization. I'd like to really kind of get into what we talked about a little bit, what we talked about the other day. You said that the foster system's kind of really in a crisis as far as their needs of, placing children in homes and the influx in there. And then I'd like to get to know a little bit more how the community can support you guys, and finish it off by Donna learning kind of how you got started and getting your story from that. So I guess the first question is, what is Pathway Caring for Children all about?
Yeah, so Pathway Caring for Children was established in 1973 by Jim and Velma Bridges. They started off as a nonprofit social service agency, and they've just grown ever since then. And now, we just celebrated 50 years last month as a foster care agency. So we're really excited and very happy about that opportunity, that how far Pathway has come in our community. So yeah, that's what we do.
Awesome.
It's amazing. So I know you have a decent footprint. Do you cover multiple counties?
We do. So we cover 13 counties. Those counties are Stark, Summit, Cuyahoga. They are also Trumbull, Tusk, Carroll County, Portage, Ashtabula, Seneca, Columbiana, Holmes, Mahoning, and Wayne counties.
Wow, that's a great reach.
Yeah. So we're tapping all that northeastern Ohio sector for sure.
Wonderful.
So what is the biggest need your organization is kind of facing right now?
More foster parents. We can never have enough foster parents. We take foster parents, we call them TFC, which is therapeutic foster care. That's what we in agency are. We also take families that are family foster. So those are families that don't have the experience from the state of Ohio. So, typically, TFC, we call it, we have 5 years or more of being a foster parent. And then we have family foster, and those are the families that come in for the first year that we ease them in to becoming, to a TFC spectrum. Yeah.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
So, now, how does someone reach out to get involved or just get more information about how they can be of service?
Yeah. So you can go to our webpage, pathway.org, I believe that's our webpage. And all the information's there on our main page. But if you want to reach out to myself directly, you can contact me, Shawn Henry. It's S Henry at pathwaycfc.org. You can reach us out that way. You can always call our offices. We have an office in Canton. We also have an office in North Olmsted office as well.
Excellent. And I'll put a link in the description of the YouTube for everyone too.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
So Donna, can you give us some insight of the training needed to become a foster parent and kind of how Pathway Caring for Children supports that?
My husband and I fostered high-level teenage boys. We moved up from the younger children shortly after we started, and we almost always had, besides our family, 3 foster boys in our home. And we would sometimes go to detention centers to pick them up. So it was really a journey. And I think one of the things we found out quickly in foster care, this is not like raising your own children. Our children come from literal war zones from their own homes. And so when we get them, there's been nothing planted in their garden of life.
Yeah, structure.
So that is the bigger job. And my husband once said, especially our teenage boys, when these ships sail into our port, we need to get goods on board. So when they leave, I don't care if they still don't make their bed. I care about the life skills and the compassion and the caring that we put into their lives. And for some of our children, we had great success. But Pathway offers tremendous wraparound services for younger or for older, and that is counseling. That is a summer camp, a therapeutic summer camp with 50 kids going to it, and our whole counseling staff is there. So some of the things that we offer, we mentor kids. We have summer camp for teens. Just the boys that came into our home stepped into a world they knew nothing of, and it was really our privilege to help these kids along.
Yeah, so it seems like, Pathway Caring for Children really goes beyond just connecting the child with the family and kind of
absolutely
supports them along the way, right?
And that completely separates you guys from the bigger people that do this.
Yes.
It's really that almost small town kind of feel, that family kind of feel that's there, which is amazing.
And Donna's correct. So as a therapeutic foster agency, the good thing that I like about Pathway is we actually have our own in-house community of school-based therapists too as well that work within our schools. So we're able to, like Donna said, we're able to wrap them around our hands. So when they come in, they're not just getting at home, but when their children go into the schools, we have community-based therapists within those schools that work with the children as well.
That's great. That's great. Donna, I'm curious, what first led you to become a foster parent?
A friend of mine was in fostering. She did only girls, and I thought, no way. So we stepped in and did only boys. So, and we started out with Pathway. My husband and I fostered 21 years, and I have trained almost 25 years. So we've got some good experience under our belt.
Thank you. That's amazing.
How many children have you
I tallied up one time, and it's probably around 36 children in 21 years. But we always had 3 at a time. Okay. And some of them came and stayed a year. Several of them aged out in our home at 18. But the memories of these children are tremendous.
Yeah, I know. Talking to you guys earlier on, there's the needs kind of a wide range. Like sometimes it's just, hey, we need a foster parent to take it for a night or a week, and others it's for a year or 2 years. So, I guess it depends on what the foster parent wants to do and how they can support you guys. There's, flexibility on what you guys are looking for, right?
I think one of the big differences between us and the county has emergency homes set up. We are into fostering, and Jim Bridges' thought was we need to plant them and keep them planted so we can alter their life's direction.
Yeah, definitely. Donna's spot on to that. And I think that's what makes Pathway so diverse, because not only just a foster agency, we're also foster to adopt. We also do kinship adoptions. We also do, we have our own mental health for the community too. So if the children aren't really in our system, we also community-based mental health services too. So we really do support all families within our communities, even if they're not in our foster care program. So,
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Dad, I'm sure you have a lot of great stories, sad ones, happy ones. Are there any moments you'd like to share that provide a great satisfaction you received from kind of pouring your heart out into this service?
We had probably the toughest kid we've ever had. I'm just going to name him Robert. Come to us, and he was diagnosed with PTSD because his background was so violent. And I thought, I'm not sure if I can do this, but I can do this. Robert was with us till he aged out at 18. And when he aged out, I lost track of him for about a year. And about 6 months after that time, I got a call from him. And he said, Mom, always called me Mom. And he says, Mom, I got a surprise from you. Can me and my girlfriend come visit you?" I said, "Yes." When he came in the house. He said, "You have to go sit down in the den." And I thought, what is he going to give me? So he came in. Now, this is a couple that lives hand to mouth. You know what I mean? Neither of them. And old clothes and old shoes. And he brought in this bundle all wrapped up. And he said, "Close your eyes." And I thought, are you kidding me? And he placed this beautiful little boy in my arms. And he said, this kid was so tough. He said to me, "This is your new grandbaby." And they unwrapped him. And I mean, they were living on the brink. He was totally dressed in Nike. It was little Nike shoes, Nike shirt. They went out and bought him all these clothes to present him to Grandma. Aww. We keep in touch. If it's the first day of fishing, I get a happy fishing day note on my phone from him. And so I thought to myself, you know what? This is what we were going for. Life skills that can be passed on from one generation to the next. Is he a success? Well, that depends on whose eyes you're looking at. He is as successful as he could have ever been. And that's our success story with Robert. And we have many, many more stories, but we have a tremendous group of foster parents and
amazing.
Tremendous supports.
Yeah, it is. So we've been talking about foster and the need for foster families. What other ways, if people can't foster, what are other ways that they can kind of help, pathway, volunteer, promote, those type of things?
That's a good question. A lot of times I bump into it in the communities where at events or things like that, and maybe now is not a good time. We've realized the average families, it takes a year to 2 years. Not all the time, but sometimes it can get up to 2 years max before they really make that transition. So what we'd like to do is invite them to any events that we do as Pathway. We'd like to also, if they want to be yard sign shifters, so we encourage them, having places we can put yard signs in your own yard. Or if you belong to any churches, any groups that we can go talk to people and spread the word about Pathway, caring for children. So that's important for us, is to tap in. There's always many ways they can help, to advocate to be a foster parent. Like I shared, signs, their programs, churches, and their friends. Maybe they have other family members. So we're always trying to tap into their mindset to try to think outside the box.
All right, thank you. So I know I was talking to Deborah Garrett, the Community Engagement Director at Pathway Caring for Children's, and she had a lot of shout outs to give. So I guess, you guys get a lot of support from the chamber and their members. So she wanted me to go through a couple of these. First one was for Derek Watkins with Junk Luggers. He's a sponsor for Pathway Caring for Children's, the Clays for Kids event that you guys have. The second shout out was for Kathy Viscount with the Cleveland Clinic Mercy Hospital. Kathy's a personal advocate and has donated items to Pathway. And then that third shout out that you wanted to make sure I mentioned was to Terry Riffle with Paramount Capital Advisors. He's a donor and supporter. So it's nice to see, our community come together within our chamber and within our organization. Yeah. And really support you. And we'll continue to do that and continue to spread the word.
Yeah, like I said before, I'll put all the information in the description. If people want to get in touch, they'll be able to get your information through there.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much. We appreciate that.
Yeah, so I'm really excited you guys were able to come on and kind of share your story and kind of see what your need is and get the word out. I'm really happy to be part of that. Yeah, so thank you for coming on board.
Thank you for having us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Up next, we have our chamber announcements, a couple to focus on. First will be July 12th, coming up here really quick. We have our Business After Hours hosted by Drive Social. The event will be held at the Cast Iron Bar and Grill in Canal Fulton. Sure to be a fun event. I think they have pretty good food over there.
Yeah, I heard the steaks and burgers are good. Yeah, it's a brand new restaurant opened up downtown there, so it should be a fun event.
Nice. And then July 19th, we have our monthly Quick Connect, and July is a breakfast, so it's going to be at the Embassy Suites, North Canton. And just check out, the chamber website and get those details and sign up. We always have a lot of people there, so it's always a good speaker. And
yeah, that's usually a pretty big event, 60 to 80 people. One thing we are doing, if you subscribe to the YouTube channel, we are going to do a drawing probably a couple days before the Quick Connect, and All Care has given us a free ticket. So we'll be giving out a free ticket. If you're a subscriber of the Chamber Members Podcast YouTube channel, we'll then do a drawing and someone will get a free ticket. So be looking out for that.
That wraps up our show. Thanks for listening. We'll catch you next week.
Thank you.
Thank you.